So welcome back to our lecture series in control system. So in the last class we were discussing about rule number 7 of root locus diagram. Root locus diagram. And today we are discussing discussing from rule number 8 of root locus diagram. And in last class we already also done a small simple problem where much rules are not arriving, but from here onwards we are moving to some more complex rules, but still root locus is very interesting. If you got the concept, you can easily sketch the shape and then you can do the calculations and all. Okay, now rule number 8 comments about breakaway or break-in points. What is breakaway or break-in point? I will explain how we can find it. Anyhow, what is breakaway or break-in point? Because in last class, breakaway or break-in point was not coming to picture. We already done one problem in last class. A complete root locus was sketched. But why it is not appearing? So now we are discussing about why root locus was not there in the last class. Sorry, breakaway break-in was not there in the last problem and why it is appearing. For the time being, our last problem was somewhat like this. Somewhat like this, I don't exactly remembering, anyhow somewhat like this. For this one, this is the location of poles and zeros. In this pole zero plot, which are the segments where root locus exist? For that, we have to apply rule number 7. In rule number 7, they are saying that consider a session and check how many poles and zeros are there on the right side. Here on the right side, no poles and zeros are there, so root locus will be present. Here, check on this session, check on the right side, how many poles plus zeros are there? 1. 1 is an odd number. So root locus will be present here. And here, check how many poles and zeros are present? 2. 2 is an even number. So root locus will be present in this session. Now here, 1, 2, 3. 3 is an odd number. So root locus will be present up to this pole. Like this. This was the approximately I hope this was the last problem. Now, we all know that from pole, a root locus will start, branch will start and in 0 it will end. Perfect branch. There is a pole, a 0. Every pole wants their own 0. Like the nature rule, positive will attract negative, male will attract female, like that. There is an attraction. Like that, for getting stability, every pole needs its own 0. I don't know in the case of humans, is it stable or not? If one male is attracted by one female, or if they are forming their family, but we are saying it is stable. Anyhow, like that. In control system also, every pole wants its own 0. Every 0 wants its own pole. Then the system will become stable. So this is a stable setup. Nothing to worry about. This is also because from this pole it is starting, this 0 it is ending. No confusion. This was the last case. But now let me check another condition with almost same location, but the position of poles and zeros are interchanged. Now, as per the rule 7, here root locus exists in this area. This area it will not exist because 2 is an even number. Here also root locus exists. Up to this it is okay. But the issue is that from this pole root locus starts. This poles also root locus starts. They will meet here in this center point. They don't know what to do. Because they are searching for their own pole. But where is the pole? For the time being, we know 2 poles are here. No issues are there. 2 poles are here somewhere. So easily, they have to go to this point for getting stability. Both these poles will produce their own branch. These branches will drive to this location. Then they will become stable. Okay? So they have to come to this point. Both these poles are meeting in this point. They have to create their branch to meet at this point. So here it is a driving force, here it is a attracting force. It will form a circle like this. First pole will move. Suppose this is the first pole, it will move like this. Suppose this is the second pole, it will move like this. Now both are meeting in this point. One will go towards this side for getting its pole, another one will go towards this side for finding its own pole. Sorry, its own zero. Now the system is stable. This pole meets 1 0 here, this pole meets 1 0 here. Now, what is breakaway and breaking point? By the word meaning itself, these two are meeting and breaking away. This is a breakaway point, and these at this point, two poles are meeting and coming towards inside to this zero. So this is a break-in point. So breakaway point exists between two poles and break-in point exists between two zeros. Is it okay? Check here. Breakaway point exists between two poles and break-in point exists between two zeros. Are you happy? Is it okay? Now, let me ask one more thing. Suppose one pole is not there. Only two pole and 1 0 is not there. Only two pole and 1 0 is there. What happened? At that time also the same thing will happen. Because root locus will exist at this area it will not exist. At this area it will exist. It will exist up to here 3, here 3, here 3. It will exist up to negative infinity. What is the meaning? The other 0 is there somewhere in the infinity. Other 0 is there somewhere in the infinity. So if in the problem only two poles and 1 0 is present, it doesn't mean there is only 1 0. Another 0 is there. It is somewhere in the infinity. We have to travel up to the infinity to meet this person's 0. Like in the cinemas, the hero is traveling up to US for meeting his lover, like that, somewhat like that. This pole or this pole, one of the pole will meet its 0 here, while the other pole will have to travel up to infinity, because root locus diagram is existing up to infinity based on rule 7, like that. So now please leave this thing, and I hope the concept of breakaway break-in is clear with you. Okay, we will do some small problems, then it will become more clear. Okay. So, how to find the exact value of that point? That is an important case. We know it will exist in between some poles and in between some zeros, but what is the exact value? For that, we have to we have to find the derivative of transfer function g of s h of s, and then we have to find the roots of that derived equation. Then we will get breakaway or break-in point. For example, take this one. This is a question. K into s plus 3 into s into s plus 2. I will draw the root locus diagram here. Poles are s is equal to 0, s is equal to minus 2. Zeros are s is equal to minus 3. S is equal to 0 is a, sorry, S is equal to 0 is a pole, S is equal to minus 2 is a pole, S is equal to minus 3 is a 0. 0, minus 2, minus 3. Okay. This question is a particular question because only two poles, only 1 0 is there for two pole. Will it become stable? No. So somebody will travel up to infinity, or it will check whether whether it will find the angular asymptote. In this problem, we will check where the asymptote is coming. Okay, we will check it. No issues. Okay. So, first off, this is the poles and zero plot. Now, we can check the asymptote, and actually in this problem, angle of asymptote or asymptote is not needed, because while checking root number 7 itself, we have to think that the asymptote will come in this line. As in the last example, I already explained. Here root locus diagram will be present. Okay. And here root locus diagram, is it present or absent? 3 is a even number, so it will be present up to infinity. The right side is 3, so the root locus diagram will be present up to infinity. But still, if we are following our rules in number base, we have to calculate what is p minus z. P minus z is equal to number of pole minus number of zero, that is 1. So number of asymptote is 1. Number of asymptote is 1. As asymptote is 1, no need to find centroid, because if there are more than one asymptote, they will intersect. Then only centroid is needed. Now centroid is not needed. Okay, no centroid is there. Centroid is not there. Now we have to think angle of asymptote. Theta L is equal to 2L plus 1 into pi by p minus z, where L is equal to 0, 1 up to p minus z minus 1. So we have to, p minus z is 1. P minus z is 1. So p minus z minus 1 is 1. So we have 0. So we have to calculate only theta 0. So 2 into 0 plus 1 into pi by p minus z 1. So it is pi. That is nothing but 180 degree. Now check. We have to mark 180 degree from the real axis. It will be here 180 degree. So this will be the line of asymptote. This will be the line of asymptote. That's why I already told you that no need to find asymptote, because we know it will travel in this direction only, because two poles are there. These two poles will meet here and it will break away. It will meet in this breaking point. One will travel towards this direction, other will travel towards infinity. So asymptote will be, what is asymptote? What is asymptote? Asymptote is a direction of root locus branch. It was the definition in the last class. Now I am adding something more. Asymptote is the direction of root locus branch to find the pole or zero in infinity. If there is something missing and we have to find that from infinity, then only asymptote is needed. But in this problem, actually, if you are checking the rule 7, we can easily say asymptote is not needed to find. Anyhow, if you are not that much experienced, you find the asymptote, but be very careful, centroid is not there. If centroid is not there, we have to mark asymptote with respect to origin, like this. If asymptote angle is 0 degree, what you have to draw? Like this. Asymptote will be like this. That means the diagram have to travel up to infinity for meeting its own 0 or pole in infinity. Okay, so don't get confused. You have to apply the rules in your order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So initially you will check whether asymptotes are present. So one asymptote is there. Then you calculate theta 0. It is 180 degree. As only one asymptote, no need of centroid. No intersection is there. Then as centroid is absent, you have to mark 180 with respect to origin. So 0, 90, 180. This is the line. So this is the angle of asymptote. That also mark. You can mark this with a pencil, angle of asymptote with a pencil. Then rule number 7, whether root locus is present in all the sections. So we are checking odd number. It is present in this area. We already marked it. I am just repeating. And in this area, no, it is not present because 2, even number. Here 3, it will present up to infinity, because up to infinity in all points, the number of poles plus 0 towards the right side is odd. So it is present up to infinity. And we know that, I already marked this arrow marks, please check. We know that breakaway point is there because 2 poles are there and there exists a root locus in between them. So these 2 poles will travel and meet at a center point. This point is breakaway point. And here also somewhere break-in will happen because one pole is here and other pole is, sorry, one 0 is here, finite 0, and one infinite 0 is somewhere in the infinity, because asymptote is saying like that, and also root locus diagram is present up to infinity. So some meeting point will be here. Okay. For that, the shape, now I hope you may get the shape, because I already explained this thing earlier. So you think that it will meet like this, it will split like this and meet somewhere here and travel in both directions. Now it's okay. But before that, you have to calculate this. So the calculation of exact breakaway and break-in point, we need the rule number 8. The rule number 8 will give you where is the exact position of breakaway break-in point. We know that as 2 poles are there, I am just repeating it, 2 poles are there, okay, they will travel like this. Root locus starts from this pole and another root locus branch starts from this pole. So actually 2 poles mean it is 2 branches. They have to travel in 2 directions. But these 2 poles will meet here somewhere. I don't know exact point. And we know one 0 is here as a finite 0 and another 0 is here somewhere in the infinity. I don't know where. So these 2 poles will meet and travel to this area somewhere in between these 2 zeros. One is finite 0 and one is infinite 0. So it will come here somewhere. So a breakaway point will be here and break-in point will be here somewhere. The exact point will be given by this calculation. That is the rule number 8. So for that, I am going to calculating it. This is the basic step. So we have to G of s h of s was given early in problem. G of s h of s was k into s plus 3 by s into s plus 2. So we are going to find the derivative of that, d by ds of let eliminate k for the time being, as derivative of k is a constant. Its derivative will not make any change in the solution. That's why. So numerator is s plus 3 and denominator is s into s plus 2, that is s square plus 2s. So this will give, we have to apply the product rule for finding derivation. So numerator, derivative of numerator is 1 into denominator s square plus 2s minus derivative of denominator 2s plus 2 into numerator s plus 3, all divided by s square plus 2s square. But we know that we have to find the derivative and then we have to find the roots of that equation. So we have to put that is equal to 0. So the denominator will be get equated to 0. So what will be the next step? S square plus 2s plus, open the bracket, sorry. Okay, let's just open the bracket. Two s square plus 6s plus 2s plus 6. Negative is there outside. So s square minus 2s square, that will give minus s square plus 2s minus 2s will get cancels. Plus, not plus, it is minus. Minus 6x minus 6 is equal to 0. Okay. Now you can use calculator for finding the roots of the second order equation, or you can do mathematically. Anyhow, the answer is s is equal to minus 1.2 and s is equal to minus 4.7. Okay, up to this things are very clear. Now tell me, which is breakaway point and which is break-in point? We know that breakaway point will exist only between two poles. So in between 0 and minus 2 breakaway point will come. Please check which is the value in between 0 and minus 2. It is minus 1.2. This is breakaway point. And in between minus 3 and infinity, negative infinity, break-in point will exist. Definitely it is minus 4.7. Break-in point. Now it's time to come back to our figure. So now I am going to draw the complete root locus diagram. Before that, let me once again go through the basic steps. Initially, we marked the poles and zeros, and then we calculated number of asymptote, that is p minus z. Then we get there is only one asymptote, and the angle of asymptote will be theta 0, that is 180 degree. So as there is only one asymptote, no need to calculate centroid because centroid is meeting point of asymptote. So only one asymptote means no intersection. So then with respect to origin, I marked that 180 degree line, that is the asymptote line. 180 degree, 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree. Okay, then I am applying next rule. Angle of asymptote is calculated. Then I am checking which are the parts where root locus exists in a real axis. For that, I am taking a section and checking towards the right side of that section. Okay, so okay, we can take one section here. Okay, towards the right side, how many poles are there? Only one pole. So root locus exists in between this. And after that, towards the right side, how many poles exist? 2. It's an even number, so root locus will not exist. Then take this section. Towards the right side, 1, 2, 3. 3 poles. It is a 3 pole plus 0. It is an odd number, so root locus exists. Up to infinity, if you are checking any section, it will be same. So root locus exists up to infinity. Then I check that I know there is a breakaway chance for breakaway and break-in. That's why I applied this step and calculated breakaway and break-in points. Now I am going to the next step. Okay. So this root locus diagram starts from these two poles and meets in the breakaway point. Normally in that meeting they will try to travel in both directions. So, and we know that this is the breakaway and its value is 1.2, minus 1.2, and this is the break-in, its value is minus 4.7. So some repelling force starts here and some attracting force comes here. So normally it will follow a circular path. Suppose this is the first pole, whatever this, or we can consider both the poles. It will meet here and this one will meet here. One of them will go towards this direction and the other one will travel towards this direction. And they will meet in the break-in point. They will meet in the break-in point. One of them will go to this pole, sorry, this zero, this is a finite zero, where the other one is ready to go up to infinity. Because it is attracted by its zero, it wants to see its zero, and its zero is there in the infinity. Initially I told you, in cinemas we are seeing this. In one of Surya's movie, we know that the hero Surya is traveling to US to see his lover, like that. In Malayalam movies also it's there. Dulquer Salman is traveling from Kerala to US without having a visa itself. He is crossing the border with taking heavy risk only to meet his lover, just to meet his lover, like that. For meeting its own pair zero, this one of this pole is traveling up to infinity. Then only the system will get stable. That's why initially we checked what is the value of P minus Z. Number of pole minus number of zero. Pole is 2, but zero is only 1. 2 finite poles are there, but only one finite zero is there. So what about the other pole? Other pole has to find its zero. So it will be an infinite zero. That's why asymptote will give the direction to infinite zero or infinite pole. Asymptotes will guide your root locus diagram how to travel to the infinity. If P minus Z is 2 minus 1 is 1, that's why 1 asymptote. If P minus Z is 0, then what happened? No need to travel to infinity. Everything is there within the system. So no asymptote is needed. Like that. You have to think. You have to think how a pole can find its zero. Then root locus will be a simple technique. So I will again repeat. First you marked pole zero plots. Pole zero plots. Okay. Then you checked whether, okay, we will take this. When you checked whether in your diagram need of asymptote is needed or not, you got only one asymptote. Only one asymptote. So as only one asymptote, no centroid. No need of calculating centroid. Third, even the one asymptote, you calculated angle of asymptote. Angle of asymptote, you got it as 180 degree. Then you marked all those things in the diagram, and on that knowledge you applied our seventh rule. Seventh rule is to check root locus area, root locus region in real axis, and you marked all those things. Then you applied next rule, that is how to find rule number 8, break away bar breaking. And you got those things and you completed the figure. This is the case. Up to this, everything is okay. The things are still in your hand. Now we are moving to next rules, 9, 10, etc. Then also, you have to just search for your zero, whether it is infinite or infinity. Then complete your figure. That is the case. And I will give some more tips as the rules in the upcoming classes for making it more fruitful. So hope you all enjoyed this session. I think this session is somewhat lengthier because I am explaining things again and again to make it very clear. Because root locus diagram you can't by heart ever. By hearting will not give you the correct answers. It's all about searching how many poles are there, how many zeros are there, checking whether it is present in the all areas, and then you have to think about asymptotes, whether you have to go to infinity or not. Like that, you have to lead every pole to its own zero. Okay. And you may think how these things are needed. That we will conclude towards the next modules. And for this time being, you may have some doubts and some vague things are there. Still, you concentrate only how to build the root locus diagram. I will teach you those areas, why it is needed, how to comment about the stability, such things. Okay. So thank you. We'll meet in the next video.